And it is race time once again, but this time we're going back to the Indy cars following a week of stock car action. And it looks like some of our drivers from the last time we were live in the F4L Cup Series are here again. How about one of them that we're going to put on your screen right now? James Thurston, top of the charts, and Chase Schaefer, third on the charts at the moment. Thurston looking to go back-to-back on this channel, winning last time by Auto Club in the F4L Cup Series. Looking good once again here, and we are live in Long Beach, and it looks like Chase Schaefer blipping out on your screen. We're going to try to focus on someone else. How about Aiden Walker in the 93 machine for the first time tonight? Looks to be a lot of debutants in this series, and let's catch you up on what's going on here. This is the Full-Send IndyCar Championship live at Long Beach. Last week was their season opener at Talladega. 3 drivers entered then, and it is 3 drivers above the rest in points. But right now, it looks like we have a total of 15 cars ready to take on the streets of Long Beach. And James Thurston back on the racetrack. His last lap was a 1 minute and 26 second lap. Flat. And that's going to end practice. Thurston into the wall, and that will settle the score. James Thurston, top of the charts here under your practice session. And let's head into qualifying now so you can get that coveted pole position coming out here in California. 30-lap dash here tonight, presented by 213simware.com. And they're well known for carrying many drivers here when it comes to their merchandise. And they are looking forward to yet another great run here as well. A lot of 213 Simware guys in the pack. James Thurston, not one of them, but surely familiar with those guys as the 96 machine takes the track for the first time tonight. And he's going to be going all the way down to the inside line. A few other drivers already come out as well. Freeman Racing League. Well, this is a Freeman Racing League presented by the Freeman Racing Network. And here we go. Quality time. He is right. Kyle Freeman representing his own team here tonight in the number 29 machine. He is on his way. James Thurston in the chat. Michael Dietz saying, hey, y'all wanted to race tonight but can't. And I believe that he's saying he didn't want to race tonight, or rather he did want to race but cannot. I'll be at Montreal. Absolutely. Michael Dietz going to be coming back next time by. And we'll love to have him in that number 57 machine always. A very bright design, and it looks like his IndyCar has been designed by Braxton Whitaker, and Braxton Whitaker has made the show coming out here out of pit row. We were unfortunately not expecting him to make qualifying, but it looks like he's came in just a bit early, and Braxton Whitaker with a brand new look, the neon and the black, and it looks great as he is on his way for the first time tonight. Braxton Whitaker getting his practice in qualifying. It's an 8 minute and 29 second timer remaining in qualifying here out of the 10 minutes that was scheduled originally. Aiden Walker on his way right now. Chase Schaefer on the way as well, with James Thurston already on to his first lap. And Thurston slicing through the first few turns. And coming now into the water fountain, one of the most iconic sections in Long Beach. A very slow corner, very technical in comparison to the remainder of the track. They are on their way. And number 96 machine, the Haas. Now not a Formula 1 livery, a custom livery designed by Thurston himself. And it looks great in its first run, and he's been dominating this session so far. Absolutely the quickest driver in practice. Looking to see whether or not he'll be the quickest driver in qualifying. Going to be a different beast to tackle in itself. And it's prime time here. Saturday night action, and we don't have to go under the lights here in Long Beach. It is a day race in the virtual California that we are currently situated in. Aiden Walker in his first lap right now. Chase Schaefer on his way as well in the beautiful number 99 machine. Monster Designs represented here tonight as he backs it down to the inside line on Seaside Way. And Seaside Way, bringing up a little bit of Long Beach history. Long Beach featured in the second pole position game in 1983 as the Seaside Racetrack, only known as Seaside in that game. Of course, not necessarily a simulator, but pole position, having a wheel and pedals, innovative for its time, and almost 40 years past. These guys still racing on Long Beach, as it's as modern as ever. Every single time the IndyCars come back to it in the real world, brings together a great show. As it stands, it looks like a few drivers already set times. Thurston, top of the charts with a 108.138. He's half a second faster than the Chase Schaefer machine with a 108.704. Then it's Ethan Scott with a 109.965 as he gets it all the way around, and he will be on his way in his second lap. He's already third on the charts. Aiden Walker coming across the final turn through the hairpin into the DRS zone and on his way. That's going to put the Aiden Walker machine up into position number 3, usurping Ethan Skye at the moment as Kyle Freeman's on his way as well. And Freeman in the Fathead Racing number 29 machine. Looking to do good here in open wheeling. And we know him as a very good stock car driver. Won the first season of the F4L Cup Series in style. It was a very, very clutch performance at Phoenix, taking the championship from Alexander Balderas. Balderas, as a matter of fact, is in this race and looking to fight up front as well. But if we are on the topic of Kyle Freeman, he's certainly well known for being a consistent driver. In spite of his youth, one of the youngest drivers in this field. He's proven that youth doesn't matter all too much so long as you have that consistency. Freeman on his way. He says his best lap here is around the 108 range. Let's see whether or not this lap will be on that pace. Looks like at the moment, according to timing and scoring, he's about 4 seconds off. This might be a bit below average, but it looks like coming across the stripe, he will be 6th on the charts. A little bit quicker than Braxton Whitaker. Whitaker now on his 2nd lap overall, as it looks like Eric Nabiran here is going to put in the number 19 machine, position number 5, and Eric on his way with the remainder of the field. Everett McDaniel on the racetrack for the first time here tonight. CJ Allman on as well, the number 97, Valvoline. And shades of Mark Martin just slightly. But of course, Valvoline with a very iconic color set, so not really sure immediately. Everett McDaniel in the 054 machine looks to have backed it down at the same time, both of them on pit road. And the Captain Morgan, number 054 machine, looks to have reset it once again. Maybe trying to warm up those tires as Braxton Whitaker has just binned it, and that will be the end of his practice and now qualifying run. Whitaker not going to be able to get much more out of the tank. Best he can do is 7th on the charts. Freeman on his way, trying to get a little bit more out of it, as it looks like he's got 213 Simwell representation on the nose of his Delara IR18. Ethan Skye binned it as well. Looks to be done. His qualifying run is, and it looks like the 19 machine going to take it all the way up into 3rd. James Thurston done and done. Chase Schaefer wrecked it. 1st and 2nd, the 96 and the 99. Looks like James Thurston has provisional pole for just now. Kyle Freeman still on his way as he rounds the final turn. And Kyle Freeman, done and done, is going to be in position number 6 at best. Ethan Skye done as well. And CJ Allman on his way for what will be the first lap for the 97 machine. James Thurston, though, looking to be the favorite in qualifying. We'll see whether or not it plays out to his favor as the time goes on here. A lot of drivers electing not to run in qualifying. Dudes Castro Neves has made his way into the league. He was not registered in the league. As recent as an hour ago, he's registered, he's gotten into the session, and the 06 machine looks to join the field, and that will make it, I believe, a 15-car affair here in Long Beach. And Castro Neves, as we know, is the nephew of Elio Castro Neves, the 4-time Indy 500 winner, and a well-known driver in the open wheel scene. Last competed, as a matter of fact, at Long Beach last season. Looking to do something very special here, Castro Neves is, as we last saw him in Long Beach in the IORA IndyCar series on the same time slot, and was able to pull away with the top 5. A race of attrition that was, and a little bit of a smaller field that time by, but now, with 3 minutes remaining in qualifying, it's CJ Allman looking to pull off the upset. Let's see what the 97 does. Gets it right into the tire barrier. And that looks to be the end of the 97 machine's run. A lot of drivers have yet to qualify just yet, and as one leaves the track, one enters it. Dudes Castro Neves on his way for the first time tonight. Looks like the 06 machine has registered for the first time tonight. We see that Castro Neves is on the track, looking to make some waves here, as he has got it on pit road, meaning he is in fact connected to the server. And with 2 minutes remaining, he's going to have to pull off an upset. A lap around here looks to be in around the 1 minute and 10 second range. Let's see whether or not he's able to get back onto the track. Ethan Skye, position number 5. He's still shown on the track, but not able to get another lap out of it. Castro Neves is going to be the last driver to do anything. We'll see whether or not he's capable of doing just that. But as it stands, looks to be the 96 machine of James Thurston up front in qualifying pole position. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to interview him. Looks like he is in a different server. Now, Castro Neves is on his way. The 06 machine is. Let's see what he can do in his first entry here in the Full-Send IndyCar Championship. He will be on his way. Let's ride on board with the driver of the 06 machine. And Castro Neves backing it down to second gear. It's going to be a very, very tough challenge for the driver of the 06 machine to get a lap in, because now very little time as Nolan Gross going to join the fray in the 02 machine. Yet another driver to enter late, but it looks like entering late is better than not entering at all. The championship race is still wide open. Last week only 3 drivers were able to enter. Now we have a field of 15 plus. And with a minute remaining in registration, you never know if we get a last-second upset as Castro Neves puts it into the wall. 1 minute remaining. And it looks like he's still going to limit around the racetrack. Although that tire is destroyed. The axle is bent. And Castro Neves puts the left front in the wall as well. He's still going, trying to get some practice out of it. And when all is said and done, a multitude of drivers who took the not the track, or rather they did take the track, they are in practice, are not running qualifying, and including Castro Neves, who's not going to be able to set a lap, Nolan Gross, Kalen Kerman, Brian Lucan, Andrew Schulte, Joshua Gaiman, Alexander Balderas, Everett McDaniel, Jacob Johnson, and CJ Allman will be the drivers who are not setting a lap. Braxton Whitaker going to be the last driver to be able to set a lap. He set his one and only in what was his first lap on the circuit, and he was not able to get through his second because he wrecked, pushing it just a little further. And then Whitaker, 4 seconds off the pace, will be qualifying 7th, with a multitude of drivers, actually more than half of the field, will not be able to set a lap in qualifying. Kyle Freeman saying that Elio Castro Neves, as a matter of fact, has the track record at Long Beach. And quite the statistic. We'll see whether or not Castro Neves has the speed his uncle has here at the very same track, just in the virtual realm. Now we're going to get your timing and scoring up for the starting grid here tonight. Let's see who's starting it up front and who's going to be running up in the back. You can see the Porsche iRacing safety car in the bottom of your screen, and now looks to be disappearing for just a moment. We'll get it back on your screen now as James Thurston is already loaded up onto the track. And we are waiting for the drivers to be able to get to that start-finish line. Rolling start here in Long Beach, and let's get through your starting grid and see how everyone plays it out. James Thurston, pole position with a 108.138, and Chase Schaefer on the front row as well in position number 2 with a 108.704. Then it's Eric Nabiran here and Aiden Walker, 3rd and 4th. Rounding at the top 5 is the Ethan Sky Machine, the number 54, and Kyle Freeman in 6th with a 1 minute 10.299. Then Braxton Whitaker with a 112.563, and Joshua Gaiman, the first driver on iRating, will be in position number 8. Then Dudes Castro Neves in 9th, Jacob Johnson in 10th, Nolan Gross in 11th, and Brian Lucan in 12th. As a matter of fact, that is Devin Lucan under a different account tonight. CJ Allman in 13th, Alexander Balderas in 14th, and keep in mind that Alexander Balderas has had very strong runs in other IndyCar leagues, such as Gavin Carr. Position number 4 at Long Beach. Last time Gavin Carr went to this track with formidable drivers such as Thurston in that pack. Everett McDaniel 15th, Kalen Kerman in 16th, and riding out in the back of the field is Andrew Schulte in the 17th position to conclude your starting grid for tonight's event. 14 more drivers have entered this race than the last one, and it's time for the starting lineup to shake up entirely. Led off by the 96 machine and the 99 machine just beside him. Both cars designed this week, and the Haas IndyCar leading the Monster Designs IndyCar as the outside line gets the dominating run through the final corner. The pace car is already off, and for the first time, we are going to head to a road course in this championship. We're green from Long Beach. Let's go racing, led by James Thurston. And everyone's going to soar right through the first few circles. Let's see it. Spin already. It looks to be Eric Nabiran here. Everyone's going to get clogged up. Thurston and Schaefer right on each other, but we got a spin. Looks like most drivers have avoided it, and Nabiran, he not hit at all. The 19 machine's back on its way. Well, let's find out what happened. Get an instant replay on the first incident this race. Try to get a closer view of it as every single driver comes down into the first turn. And Nabiran, he in 3rd. Looks to have just hit the brakes just a bit too much. Squirrels it out, and everyone's able to avoid a very narrow section. CJ Allman might have gotten some damage there, but everyone's on their way, and Eric able to get it back in position. CJ Allman there as well, rounding out the field at the moment as it looks like CJ's got a bit of an issue. Trying to find out what happened, looks to be off the pace just a bit as one car goes around just beside him. And that is the reason CJ Allman is very far off on the pace as Castro Neves is losing position big time. Everyone's getting squirreled up here as Aiden Walker's losing positions. On a pit road, the 93 machine goes. Ethan Skye looks to be making the same decision. Everyone's coming down pit road if you got any damage, but James Thurston leads over the remainder of the field. One lap through out of 30. We're on to our second. Kyle Freeman going to lose a spot to Devin Lucan there. Lucan, not a lot of practice here tonight, but he's already up into position number 4. And how about Braxton Whitaker? With no practice, only 1 lap in qualifying, he's gone from 7th, of course the last driver to qualify on time, to 3rd, and he's making a very impressive run as a matter of fact. Look at him go. Whitaker leading the best of the rest here as we got one around. That's Jacob Johnson. And Johnson folds the tire, and it looks like once again we see another driver going around and Everett McDaniel. McDaniel back on the way, but it looks like that 054 machine is destroyed. CJ Allman involved in another incident as well. Single car spin, but another dilapidated tire. Not sure if the admins are going to get on this, but we got a lot of guys with a lot of destroyed race cars here as the Valvoline number 97 machine is hardly rolling right now. As Jacob Johnson and Aiden Walker have already towed it to pit road. James Thurston leading the pack over Chase Schaefer right now. These two are in their own world. Everett McDaniel almost gets in the wall there. Looks like he's going to keep it clean. And Eric, from the first turn spin, has already made it back up into 7th. And he's limping now. Might be actually a stop-and-go penalty. Not sure what that was about. But the 19 machine back on the way. 3 laps in, no caution. But we've had quite a few drivers go around here as Andrew Schulte is involved in an incident. Yellow flag is out. First yellow of the race. Schulte in position number 9 is backed it down on pit road. Looks to be another incident. Schulte's front end entirely was gone by that point, and we saw the 98 machine get involved in quite a few incidents already just on the side of the screen. Limping by that point, when you have no front nose, you have no downforce, and the driver of the 98 machine was having quite the struggle. And when he came down pit road, that seemed to be the turning point. Yellow flag is out, and the cause, a multitude of single car incidents. And Stewie's saying, go dudes, JBS Motorsports. And it looks like we got some fans here for dudes. Castro Neves tonight. Castro Neves, as a matter of fact, has made his way up into 4th. And that is a very good run, very solid, as a matter of fact, for the driver. The 06 machine and the championship race still wide open. And no! Castro Neves gets into the wall under yellow. Might be some minor damage. The tires both get tapped there. And Castro Neves almost gets involved with the driver just in front of him. That driver is Braxton Whitaker, with Nolan Gross in 6th and Kyle Freeman in position number 5. Freeman making quite the run here in his own league. He is the owner of the Full-Send IndyCar Championship, and he's looking to push it to the fullest. Last week, of course, getting a top 3 finish. Only 3 drivers in the event, but now he's got a field full of competitive drivers, and 4 laps in, looks like strategy is already playing a part as the night is young. 4 laps in out of 30. And it looks like now everyone's getting punched back up. You can see Andrew Schulte looks to have gotten through a fast repair, and he will be back in racing order very soon. Gonna have to get his lap back, and it looks like he's gonna get right by the pace car, that time by Schulte on his way. As you can see, James Thurston leading this pack. Chase Schaefer in 2nd, Braxton Whitaker in 3rd, and dudes Castro Neves, the 06 machine, looks to be trying to repeat his uncle's success here in Long Beach. He's up to 4th very early. It's all about avoiding the chaos thus far as Aiden Walker on his way in 11th, Andrew Schulte in 10th, Ethan Skye is in 9th, Jacob Allman is in 12th. Jacob Johnson appears to be a retiree. Brian Lucan, rather Devin Lucan, on pit road as well. Schaefer, Thurston, 1-2 with Thurston getting the better of Schaefer thus far. Braxton Whitaker in 3rd, and dudes Castro Neves in position number 4. Kyle Freeman in 5th. Nolan Gross in position number 6 with Eric Nabiranhi in 8th. And now in 7th, as it looks like Everett McDaniel has fallen 1 position down. Might be a timing and scoring issue there. But as a matter of fact, that is how the schedule, or rather, the lineup is as we head into our second scheduled race's conclusion in just 27 odd laps time. And these guys getting their road course preparation here as Andrew Schulte now scored as the 3rd place driver. That is not the case. However, it looks Looks like it is now. Everyone's come down pit road, and let's watch the race on and race off pit road and see who has the better strategy. As we can see, James Thurston, Chase Schaefer right in front, and now right behind Braxton Whitaker. Whitaker gonna get the better there of Schaefer. Thurston, Whitaker, Chase Schaefer, Dudes Castro Neves, Kyle Freeman, and Aiden Walker gonna come out right beside one another. Nolan Gross, Ethan Sky still there, and CJ Allman there as well, with Devin Lucan on the track. Jacob Johnson appears to be your first retiree of the race, and as a matter of fact, the 19 machine is your race leader. 5 laps in on strategy. Let's see what Eric has under his sleeves. As Nolan Gross now is back in the fray. He's in 10th. The O2 machine is one of the latest entries, came in with a minute to go in qualifying. Looks like that will not deter him, looking for a great finish here out of 17 drivers, although it looks like now we only have 14 on the racetrack. And 13, as a matter of fact, as one has retired following that number. That will lead number 19 machine up front. Everett McDaniel in second, and James Thurston is in third thus far. And the Porsche safety car leading the way, and we have just a bit of time, so we are going to take just a bit of a break. And Iora IndyCar, this is very similar to, as a matter of fact, James Thurston, of course, an Iora driver. We've seen him in the oval scene quite a lot, and looking to repeat that success, James Thurston is. We'll see whether or not he is capable of doing just that. And we will take a quick break. Live on FTN, this is Fireball Talks Non-Stop. Here's a quick promotion for the next Iora race, as a matter of fact, as well as a few extra messages. You won't want to miss it. Thank you for stopping by. We'll be right back. Quite the jarring change that was. The Roval, the next race up on the Iora Cup Series schedule. And let me tell you, when I was given this advertisement, quite a shocker. The change of pace there. Braxton Whitaker delivering us that advertisement, of course, next week. Thursday, going to be a great one. December 1st to start off the final month of this year with a championship race. Far from over in Iora. We're just about halfway through at the conclusion of December. Not a lot of time until we find ourselves crowning a champion in just about 3 months or so. Now the 19 machine leads over the 054, and the 96 just behind. Braxton Whitaker going to be the winner off pit road necessarily, or not necessarily, based on the order. Of course, he went from third to second off pit road, but does gain that spot over Chase Schaefer, and Schaefer is one fast driver. If you have Chase Schaefer behind you, you got a better chance of defending on him than if you were going to be on the offense the whole time. So the driver of the 51 machine going to be able to pull it back together, so to speak, and get a positions advantage. And with a track as treacherous as Long Beach, and a track that seems to be very incident-packed thus far, as we are about a fifth of the way through this event, needs a lot to have any semblance of track position, as we've got less than a half lap to go, led by the iRacing Porsche safety car here in Long Beach. 19 machine of Eric Nabiranhi leads the way here in Long Beach. Everett McDaniel making his way up into second, and both of them on 10-lap old tires. And it looks like everyone is on an old set of tires at the moment. Nobody has changed out. And yet less, of course, you see the remainder of the field. Andrew Schulte on 3-lap old tires. Aiden Walker on 4-lap old tires, and Devin Lucan looks to be back on the racetrack on the lead lap. He is in 13th now. He's also 4-lap old tires. Your leaders are on 6-lap old tires, but we have not gotten a lot of green flag action in, and that might be the reason they have chosen to keep their old set on. Going through the final hairpin this time by, and we will see the pace car pull off the racetrack. led by the 19 machine. Let's watch on board. We are green again from Long Beach. Let's get back to the action. And now, it's a single file ordeal coming back to the stripe. As you watch the wide shot here, everyone coming into the water fountain in just a few turns time. Double file in the back of the pack. No incident thus far. Everyone going to make it clean. Ethan Skye might have gotten a bit of a rub up that time by, but it looks like all is well up front as we do have a bit of a mix-up. Castro Neves and Ethan Skye. A big incident as a matter of fact. And let's find out what happened. Send it back 15 seconds. And looks like Ethan Skye gets into Andrew Schulte, gets into the water fountain, and tags Castro Neves from the outside. And dudes, Castro Neves had nowhere to go. As if we watch it on board with him, you'll see he really did not know that was coming. Trying to avoid on the outside, gets taken out as Ethan Skye merges back onto the track. And those two cars are destroyed. Castro Neves, his back end put into the wall, and Ethan Skye, the car is destroyed overall. As Eric Navarani leads the way thus far. Chase Schaefer losing a lot of position now, gets wiggly with Braxton Whitaker. It looks like something has happened. We're going to try to get an instant replay on this. These two are fighting hard, and it looks like Whitaker defending on Chase Schaefer. His life depends on it, but they've lost almost 10 positions, respectively. And we're going to try to see what caused this, as they are losing more and more. Aiden Walker going down the pylon as well. But these two certainly got into one another. And Schaefer tries to make a move down the inside line, and he just disconnects from that point. Oh, they get really squirrely there. As Aiden Walker, let's try to find out what happened. He absolutely looks to have lost some time here. And one car destroyed, peeling off. Devin Lucan making his way back in. We got another yellow flag on the racetrack. Ethan Skye is destroyed. And that car is just getting worse and worse. Gets into the wall again. And this is your second caution of the day. And Long Beach proving to be treacherous thus far. As Schaefer down into 10th. He's actually coming down on pit road right now. Devin Lucan in 8th. CJ Allman making his way back up. James Thurston in 2nd. And it looks like now they're all getting ordered back up again, waiting for the pace car as the entire field comes through. And there the pace car is. And here we go again with the 19 machine still leading the pack. James Thurston in 2nd. Everett McDaniel in 3rd. Braxton Whitaker maintaining 4th, following a tangle with Chase Schaefer. It sent Schaefer all the way down below the top 10 positions. How about that for the driver of the 99 machine, who of course looks to get back up front as soon as possible. Castro Neves getting back on the track. Looks like he's repaired. Ethan Skye repaired again. That looks to be his fast repair number 2. And that will be his final fast repair as a matter of fact, putting him in a treacherous position as the race goes on. And this time by, we might see some pit strategy, but if we don't, surely this will be a shorter yellow flag. Second time by, we've had a yellow for multiple single car incidents in the same time span. Eric Navarani, he looks to be playing the strategy just right. 9-lap-old set of tires compared to James Thurston's 4. But given the fact we have had more yellow flag laps than green flag laps, it looks like the older tires are actually playing into his favor. And the reason is wearing in with temperature, but not wearing in terms of damage. Tire wear, or the degeneration of the tire, is an incredibly important factor in racing. And it looks to be proving its worth once again. And Eric Navarani, coming here from an endurance league owned by Andrew Schulte, a road racer at heart. And it looks like he's proving it once again, using some alternative strategy to his advantage, while James Thurston looking to attack all the way on a 4-lap-old stint with 8 uses of push to pass left. Certainly more aggressive thus far than the 19 machine was. All 10 instances remaining. Chase Schaefer running back up to the order. He's going to be in 5th position now. Right behind Braxton Wickers, we have a race on pit road led by Nolan Gross, Andrew Schulte, CJ Ullman, Brian Lucan, Devin Lucan, as a matter of fact, and Kyle Freeman in 10th. Castro Neves making his way on. Let's see who makes it out first, as it looks like Kyle Freeman not on his way, but Nolan Gross is. Then it's going to be Andrew Schulte. Then it's going to be the Ethan Sky Machine rolling into pit road. As next on up, it looks to be Devin Lucan and Kyle Freeman on their way at the same time. Castro Neves is going to be on his way next, and then it's going to be the CJ Ullman machine, who looks to be on the outside of a pit stall compared to Ethan Sky. As Ethan Sky is on his way, Ullman pulling it down pit road. Looks to be off the track, but not on pit road at the same time. And James Thurston in 2nd at the moment. With Everett McDaniel in 3rd. McDaniel making a strong run here in the Honda Dallara IR18. Coming in with very little practice and qualifying time as well. Only able to set a half lap due to the time constraints. Still running at a podium place and is quite strongly a member of the Gavin Car League and certainly playing into the advantage of the number 054 machine. And we'll see how long he can keep it going. Thurston, 2nd position right now. Braxton Wicker in 4th. Nolan Gross is in 6th. And Andrew Schulte, following a series of early incidents, has made his way back in 7th position. His teammate, Aiden Walker, looking to be 2 laps down at the moment. We cannot find the driver of the 93 on the racetrack just yet. Fortunate scenario is the 98 machine still rolling on the outside of his contemporaries and his competitors. At the same time, as we have just about a half lap to go, shortened yellow flag, and we're going to be led by the 19 once again to the green flag. Let's see what he's got in store for the remainder of the field here. James Thurston looking to pounce on the opportunity, back in 2nd. And Whitaker looking to pounce on Everett McDaniel and put the defense back again on Chase Schaefer. Schaefer lost an awful lot of positions as a result, seemed to get very, very squirrely. But coming through the hairpin once again. Let's get back to the action. The pace car is off, and we are once more for Long Beach. Let's get back at it. James Thurston, look at the pounce. Let's see what he can do. CJ Ullman back on the racetrack and looks at Navarone. He gets into the wall. That's your race leader in the wall. And Thurston going to go sliding by on the inside line. They're side by side, and we have an incident in the back of the pack. Looks to be one car, as a matter of fact, and it was CJ Ullman. Nolan Gross looks to have destroyed his car as well. Thurston leads over Eric Navarone and Everett McDaniel, getting now from Chase Schaefer as Whitaker has been passed for position number 5. Ethan Sky looks to keep it clean right now. CJ Ullman having a lot of trouble keeping it clean, as a matter of fact. Nolan Gross now behind him. And Schaefer makes his way through for 2nd. Gets in on a double file maneuver as we got one on the wall. Everett McDaniel big time destroyed. Nose cone is off. One wheel is absolutely dilapidated. He's going to be losing an awful lot of time here. Andrew Schulte now in 5th, chasing down Braxton Whitaker. Eric Navarone in 3rd. And Castro Neves making his way there, chasing down Kyle Freeman. Thurston leading the way by a mile now. He's got 3 seconds over the remainder of the field, including Chase Schaefer. And of course, the battle on the racetrack thus far is Ethan Sky and dude Castro Neves with Devin Lucan just behind him. Eric losing a lot of time now. Looks to be coming down pit road. The damage getting to him. Is Everett McDaniel going to be limping it down pit road as well, just coming onto the entry. 12 laps in. Time to see whether or not we can get a green flag run. We got a 3-car battle here involving Kyle Freeman, Castro Neves, and Ethan Sky as well. Devin Lucan going to put into the wall there. That's going to be at the back of the pack. I don't believe we're going to go yellow for that. And we stay green as Devin Lucan stays driving. Number 52 machine having a little bit of trouble here. And 19 back out on his way. Kyle Freeman losing some time, and Ethan Sky going to get through. Now chasing down Castro Neves for 5th as Schulte is in 4th. Braxton Wicker in 3rd. And in 2nd, Chase Schaefer closing in just slightly on James Thurston. And now Whitaker up in front, but Schulte going to be trying to make the move. Oh, we got an an incident. Castro Neves and Ethan Sky. Sky is going to dump Castro Neves, and he gets through. Not going to be a happy camper, dude. Castro Neves is. He's been wrecked by Ethan Sky twice now. Let's find out what happened. And Castro Neves had the advantage going into the hairpin. Yellow flag is out. And he hit the inside barrier. And that's what caused the yellow. An aggressive maneuver. And he left no room for error. And yet, he made one. Dives it in just a bit early. Tries to get the better exit. And that is the moment that caused the contact. Ethan Sky could not have prepared for it. And that's going to destroy cars once again. Destroy Sky's car. Destroy Castro Neves' car. And my goodness, what an incident. Castro Neves, once again, down on pit road. James Thurston is your race leader. Schaefer in second. And Andrew Schulte has made his way up into third. Looks to be a journeyman spot. As everyone's cycling around that position. Number 3. A challenge to stay up front with the top 2 drivers. Seem to have it on lock. Your front row is back out front. First and second respectively. And Schaefer now beside James Thurston as the pace car going to pull up to the both of them. An impressive job by both, keeping it consistent as error-prone racing unfortunately continues to occur here. Braxton Whitaker on his way. Ethan Sky still on the racetrack with his damage. And Nolan Gross there as well. Eric going to gain some time here. This is the third caution of the night. 14 laps in. Out of 30. Everett McDaniel in the 9th position with CJ Allman in 10th. And Dude Castro Neves appears to be down and out of this one. Unfortunate, but that is the way it goes. The 06 machine appears to have left his voice chat. And the best he can do is 11th here tonight. As we still have 10 cars remaining on the racetrack. And you can see quite a few retirees thus far. James Thurston leads it. Jay Shaver in second. Unfortunately, Matt MV, this has been quite a bit of a caution fest. A few of these guys are taking on Long Beach for the very first time. Those who haven't, it's pretty evident. They're up front for a reason. James Thurston and Chase Schaefer have almost been flawless here tonight. Schaefer getting a little bit of a tap there from Whitaker early on. Almost causing the second caution. James Thurston, dominant. Eric Navarani, nonetheless, looking to put an end to that dominance and get himself back out front. How about Andrew Schulte? Getting in for the first time in this IndyCar that we've ever seen him race. Did not race in the IR IndyCar Series. More of an endurance guy with the GT3s and the LMPs. But now stepping in, the Lara IR18 he has the number 19, or rather the 98 machine, as the 19 is Eric Navarani. And the 98 finding his footing early. And 14 laps through, we got a lot of guys going to pit road. Andrew Schulte will be a race leader, but this is the race on and off pit road. Let's watch it. Let's see who gets out advantageous and find out who's going to win that race off of pit road. James Thurston, Chase Schaefer, Everett McDaniel, Ethan Sky, Kyle Freeman, and the remainder of the field going to come in with CJ Allman there as well. And Everett McDaniel going to be the last of the drivers to stay off of pit road and stay on the racetrack. Thurston, Schaefer, Sky, and Freeman going to be racing off. It's more about these two drivers up front. Schaefer gets a better launch. What are they going to do? He's going to go diving down to the inside line. They're going to have a side-by-side finish at the pit exit. And I believe it will go the way of Thurston, and that it will. Nothing he can do. It's going to be Thurston, Schaefer, Kyle Freeman, Ethan Sky, and the last car on the racetrack, CJ Allman. 10 cars on the lead lap. 10 cars remain. And unfortunately, 7 retirees thus far. Let's see how these final 10 do battle. 1 lap to green. Andrew Schulte leading to the halfway point. An unbelievable circumstance of the Long Beach Bash. That's going to be Schulte, Braxton Whitaker, Nolan Gross, Eric Navarani, and Everett McDaniel. Your top 5 with James Thurston and Chase Schaefer in 6th and 7th. And Kyle Freeman in 8th. Ethan Sky in 9th. And CJ Allman looks to have backed it down off of the racetrack once again in 10th. and not aware what's going on to the driver of the 97 machine. Appears something is wrong, and he's going to come on the racetrack once again, one lap down. He did it last time by. We'll see why next time, of course. Kyle Freeman warming up his tires here, now down into the 8th position. Looking to get a little more out of it. And only one driver now is out of fast repairs. James Thurston, rather, not out of fast repairs, out of uses. He is the only driver at the moment who has not used his fast repairs at all, using absolutely none. Every other driver has gone through at least one fast repair, and Andrew Schulte's gone through 2. Nolan Gross has as well, and so has CJ Allman and Ethan Skye. 4 drivers at risk of being eliminated from winning contention on their next incident, and your leader is one of them. Let's find out what happens this time by. Now, the safety car is in, and we're going to be led by Schulte. Green again from Long Beach. Let's go racing. Once more, looks like it's going to be led by the 98. Halfway through, let's see what these guys have in store for the 98 machine. And nothing just yet. Everyone keeping it clean just for the first 2 turns. How about that? Let's see if they can keep it that way. And CJ Allman appears to be out of this event. Towing once again. And we got one very far back. That looks to be the driver, Kyle Freeman. Having some trouble. 29 machine is. Everett McDaniel going to get past there by James Thurston. And that is for position number 4. Defense there from what looks to be the Eric Navarani machine, putting it on Chase Schaefer side by side for just a moment. They are getting very intense to the back of the pack. Navarani almost spins it. There's a very good shot, but it looks like he's going to be able to keep it clean and green side by side with Ethan Skye. Chase Schaefer is now, and not going to be happy as Kyle Freeman backs it down. He's got an awful lot of damage. He's going to continue to limp it as Thurston chases down your new race leader of Andrew Schulte, leading for the first time on the green. And how about this for Andrew Schulte? 17 laps in, putting in the performance of his life as Braxton Whitaker falling down position to big time. Tire is dilapidated, and it is out of here, and not in a good way. 20-second replay. Let's find out what happened. Looks like might have got some contact there from the Nolan Gross machine. No, sends it off himself. Shot it just a bit too wide. As a result, Navarani tries to save it. And does, but he's out of position. And Ethan Skye going to put Schaefer in the wall. Chase Schaefer to the wall due to Ethan Skye, and he's not going to be happy about that one. Skye driving perhaps a bit over his head. He's going to put another aggressive maneuver on the remainder of the field. How about that? And Chase Schaefer loses the spot. And again down pit road. Eric Navarani in 6th, losing more and more time. As James Thurston has made his way up into 3rd. Nolan Gross around. James Thurston around 2nd and 3rd, collected. And he is catwalking it, or crab walking as a matter of fact. And that was quite the incident. He's drifting around Long Beach. Yellow flag is out. And like a cat with 9 lives, you have to go through at least one of them. And that looks to be an absolutely destroyed car for James Thurston, with Nolan Gross involved. And let's find out what happened, as we just hardly saw that incident. Gross shot it wide into the corner. And that angle does not do it justice. Let's get a much closer angle and try to find out what happened. Gross shot it in. That was his final fast repair. He hits James Thurston multiple times over. Immediately despawns. And that will be the end of the race there for the driver of Nolan Gross in the 0-2. While Chase Schaefer watches as his rival in this event appears to have to take his first fast repair. And he is still limping it. As a matter of fact, now 1 lap down James Thurston is. Andrew Schulte now quite the distance away from what could be his first victory in this series. An upset victory for Schulte, it must be. I don't think a lot of guys here, even in this league, were predicting that Andrew Schulte would come out of nowhere and what would be his first IndyCar start with this group of drivers and show up with the performance that he has. He's put silence to his doubters, and he's put reason to believe in every single one of us that he has a chance in this race as it goes on. The 98 machine looking great right now out front. 12 laps to go. And when we get back to the green flag, I believe it will be a 10-lap dash with Ethan Skye in second, Eric Nabarani now in fourth, and Chase Schaefer in the third position. As Braxton Whitaker in eighth is there. James Thurston still waiting to get out of pit road. And he will be more than a lap down at this pace. And CJ Allman comes back on the racetrack. We still have 10 drivers within a lap of the leader. It's Braxton Whitaker this time by going to be able to make a pass there on Nolan Gross. It looks like his night is done. Will be 9 drivers by the time James Thurston is able to get back on the racetrack. Majority of the field is caught up. We are going to take yet another quick break as we wait for the caution to conclude, and we're going to provide a message from the Highline Racing League. They'll be getting back to action in just a few days' time, Thursday night as well, and they're heading to the Magic Mile in New Hampshire. You're not going to want to miss it, and you're not going to want to miss this quick advertisement. We hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoy this presentation. Be sure to like and subscribe if you do, and we will be back. This is Fireball Talks Nonstop.
This message is brought to you by the rebrand of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This publication may not be reposted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. NASCAR Camping World Ford F-150. NASCAR Xfinity Ford Mustang. NASCAR Cup Series Next-Gen Ford Mustang. Arca Menards. This has been the publication of the redesign and rebranding of Throttle Graphics and Designs. This message may not be reposted, republicated, or rebroadcasted without the authorized written consent of Throttle Graphics and Designs. Thank you.
We'll have to end our ad break early, just a bit early, and here we go again. The race is back on the way. Andrew Schulte's going to lead him to the green. 10-lap dash from here on out, and he's got Ethan Skye right behind him. Let's see what they'll do one another here. It's going to get intense. 10 laps to go here at Long Beach, and Schulte's got the pressure with Ethan Skye right on his outside, side by side for just a moment. And through the roundabout here, Schaefer gets tagged. And there's going to be another incident. 4 cars pile up. And yellow flags are back in effect. And Schaefer destroyed. Everyone's still locked up here. And it's going to be a hard task to get out of this one. Schaefer hits another. And everyone gets caught up here. Let's try to watch that replay in its entirety and try to get it back to a point of relevance. The yellow flag coming out as soon as it was lifted. And this is where it starts. Schaefer following the top 2 cars. And we're going to watch it in slow motion. Schaefer tries to get right behind him, gets right behind Ethan Skye, backs it down, and Eric Navarani, he gets right into the back end of Schaefer. Schaefer gets turned as he gets pushed. And the 9-9 machine gets shoved right through side by side. They were not, but they were locked into one another. Kyle Freeman and Everett McDaniel nowhere to go with 10 to go. And 4 cars involved. James Thurston nowhere to go, and he actually hits Braxton Whitaker and sends Whitaker into the incident. Or actually, sends him out. Whitaker in 3rd. Thurston 1 lap down in 8th. But he's got almost no damage of anything. Following, with 9 laps to go, Andrew Schulte still leads this race. Ethan Skye 2nd, Braxton Whitaker in 3rd, Everett McDaniel in 4th. And his car is destroyed. And he is down to his last fast repair. And so was the driver of Kyle Freeman. And Kyle Freeman looks to be out of this race. Destroyed. And it looks like 2 drivers have their cars absolutely destroyed. Everett McDaniel as well. And that will have us down to 7 drivers with a realistic competitive chance of winning this race due to the amount of incident that we have seen here in Long Beach. 9 laps to go, and Andrew Schulte still controls the fate of this one with a Ethan Skye machine right behind him. And Skye having quite the race. He got very lucky there. He could have been involved in that if Chase Schaefer chose to push right through. And Schulte would have been the only one left as Freeman down and out. Chase Schaefer back out as well. And James Thurston getting his lap back. This will put him in 6th for now and get him back into winning contention. Certainly, he doesn't mind that caution. He was 1 lap down before it. And now he's got a fighting chance because of it. Eric Navarani has just used his 2nd and final fast repair. Everett McDaniel, his fate already decided in regards to fast repairs. He will not be getting another front end. And it might be over for the driver of the 054 machine. Braxton Whitaker, Ethan Skye, Andrew Schulte, all 3 are on to their final fast repairs. And the majority of the field now does not have a fastie left. As a matter of fact, only 2 drivers have 1 fast repair remaining. That's Chase Schaefer and James Thurston. If the remainder of the field wrecks one more time with the exception of Thurston and Schaefer, there's a chance they'll have too much damage to come back out on the track again. And of course, the odds that every single one of them will be involved is very, very slim. But it has been a race of attrition here in Long Beach. And it's been a challenge to hold on to the car as they know it. And Andrew Schulte has led this race from the halfway point. And he is not needed to be dominant at all. As a matter of fact, he's just needed to be consistent with 8 laps left. He just needs to hold on. And he'll get his first win in the Full-Send IndyCar Championship. This could be chapters being written for Andrew Schulte as the pace car just rolled by slowly but surely. You can see pacing speed of 54 miles an hour now. It appears for Andrew Schulte. And Chase Schaefer in 3rd at the moment. James Thurston in 7th, the last car on the lead lap. Kyle Freeman 1 lap down is down and out. It will be 7 cars with 7 laps of green flag racing remaining. At the very most. No green-white checkers to determine the conclusion of this event. Ethan Skye in 4th. Right there in the middle of the pack. right behind Everett McDaniel. And Ethan Skye, with no fast repair remaining, must be very cautious. A very aggressive driver, Ethan Skye is, and we've seen it time and time again. Looking to do it once more, of course, in terms of being aggressive. But if he does end up biting off a bit more than he can chew, that will be his race entirely. And it could cost him a great position in the championship standing, as every single driver here still in the mix going to next week at Montreal. We'll find out whether or not these guys are capable of keeping it together here. It will take a lot from every one of them. It looks like our caution, as a matter of fact, has not been shortened by Kyle Freeman just yet. We'll see whether or not Freeman makes the choice to do just that, as every driver on the lead lap is currently with the pack. And Andrew Schulte watches. It looks like we will get one more lap of pacing. And the decision has been made. This yellow will not be shortened. One more time around for the remainder of the field. And that will leave Schulte with Braxton Whitaker, Everett McDaniel, Ethan Skye, Chase Schaefer, Eric Navarani. And it looks like now we actually have a driver coming back. That's Aiden Walker getting laps back, but he is 10 laps down. And I'm not sure what the plan is now in regards to getting the laps back for the driver of the 93 machine. This could be an aggressive strategy to try to get them back on to a competitive pace, but with 10 laps down, I don't believe that's possible. And we have one lap to green. Walker getting one lap back. It won't be much, but it might be enough to get a few positions. As you can hear, he's going by at full pace, despite the fact he's already 10 laps down and realistically out of a winning chance without a multitude of cautions. CJ Allman goes side by side there with Everett McDaniel and gets in the wall just a bit. And Aiden Walker back on the racetrack, having just enough time to perhaps squeeze himself into the top 10 as Nolan Gross is 4 laps in front of him. And Kyle Freeman now, as a matter of fact, looks to be on the racetrack, slowly but surely losing more and more time. As CJ Allman, 2 laps down, is back as well. And one more caution might be able to set the record straight for Allman, or even Kyle Freeman. But Andrew Schulte looking to set the record straight here tonight. Yet another yellow flag period. This could be the last. It will be a 6-lap dash from here. Led by the 98 machine. And Braxton Whitaker in second. But don't count out Chase Schaefer and don't count out James Thurston. They might be mired back in the mid-pack here. They have the fastest laps by a long margin. Their laps are within 500ths of one another. No other lap is within 2 seconds of these two drivers. And that shows the difference in pace that these guys have compared to the remainder of the field. The only thing they had to avoid now is being caught up in an incident. If they can do that, they got a very, very good chance at ending up on top of this event. But Andrew Schulte's got a lot of padding right behind him, and it might be just enough to get him to the checkered flag safely. We'll find out whether or not it is. Coming down to the stripe once more, but this time by they will be green flag racing. The yellow, or rather, conclusion of the yellow. Here we go again, led by Andrew Schulte. We're back, green flag led by Schulte, and he's got a monster start. Whitaker in second, and we got a battle for third already. It's Bruin, it's going to be Schaefer, it's going to be McDaniel, and they're already going almost 3 wide there. McDaniel makes the maneuver, tries to block that time by, and they've got Braxton Whitaker in the wall. Whitaker, he's going to be losing a lot of position, not a lot of damage nonetheless, and they are single file throughout the remainder of the field. He's going to be back in 7th. No damage. He'll be on his way and potentially saved by a yellow. We'll see whether or not that's the case. As it stands, though, Schulte leads over Ethan Skye and Chase Schaefer, and they're both chasing down the 98 machine. 6 laps left. Let's see whether or not the 98 machine can hand on. Everyone's going to blink out for just a bit there. And everyone continues to blink out. And here we go. Looks to be some damage showing for just a moment. And Ethan Skye's going to be the wall that time by. It's going to slow down Schaefer big time. And he's going to still defend on Chase Schaefer. And he's going to try to get the undercut. Taps Schaefer. That's not going to work. And now it's going to be Schaefer in second, chasing down Andrew Schulte. Let's see what he's got for the 98 machine. 5 laps remain. And that time by Chase Schaefer getting one spot out of it, but Ethan Skye might just have his last lunge. Let's see whether or not he's able to use it. Looks like he's not going to be able to get much out of it that time by. His car is already in a dangerous position, and he is going through push to pass for the life of him. He's only got 3 uses of it left, and this could be the last chance he has to get into that second position. Both using push to pass right now. Let's watch on board with the driver of that 96 machine as he tries to make the move on Ethan Skye. Skye not taking the pressure, or rather, not handling it terribly, but the damage certainly getting to him. As they all go through the inside line, 5 laps to go. Schulte still leads, and Chase Schaefer going to try to make the move on the outside on him. And the 98 going to have to defend like his life depends on it. That's down to the inside. The top 4 drivers separated now by less than 2 seconds on the chart. Gonna be a little bit of swivel there. Ethan Skye holding on, but Andrew Schulte's got an awful lot of pressure here. This could be the deciding moment. The 98 versus the 99. 4 laps to go. Let's see whether or not Schaefer's gonna be able to make a move. Coming down to the start-finish line, gonna back it down big time here. 6th gear all the way. And he's gonna try to maneuver his way around. Gets a little bit of a better exit there. Ethan Skye now gonna be winning 4th as they come in, and Schaefer getting so close to Schaefer. Of course, getting close to himself, but also getting close to Schulte. As Everett McDaniel going to lose 10 seconds that time by. Big incident for the driver of the old 54 machine. CJ Allman losing time as well, going to avoid the incident. And Schaefer going to go down the outside line. This is Defense City, and Andrew Schulte not going to defend hard enough. They're side by side, and Schaefer takes the lead. Now down to the inside. Nothing. Schaefer's got it, and Thurston's going to be looking for more. Andrew Schulte now in the hot seat. And he has no more push to pass. That's all she wrote. And he's going to spin out immediately. Andrew Schulte down and around. And the 98 has lost it. And that car is destroyed. Giving it all that was there. And that's all that was left in the driver of the 98 machine. And he bins it. Just having to be passed for the lead. Let's watch it again. James Thurston getting hot on his heels. And it looks like from there was nothing more he had. And he shot it right through into the tire barrier. And that is the conclusion of Schulte's race, with James Thurston now 0.6 of a second away from Chase Schaefer. Ethan Skye in 3rd. Braxton Whitaker in the 4th position now, fighting with Eric Navarone. He looks to have the better of the 19 machine thus far, and they are very close to one another there. The battle for 4th as Ethan Skye in his own world, 19 seconds ahead of Whitaker and 19 seconds ahead of Eric Navarone. And they are the closest 2 on the racetrack right now as James Thurston tries to get closer to Chase Schaefer, reeling in the driver of the 99 machine with 3 laps left. There's going to be 2 laps left this time by. These 2 are pulling a crazy gap on Ethan Skye. It's 2.5 seconds now, but he becomes 3 as Skye's damage is getting the better of him. 3 laps remain, and Thurston's on the push to pass. He only has 2 uses left, and he is using it to his advantage here. He's getting 60 extra horsepower, and you can see how he closes in on Schaefer there. And it's a 0.4 of a second advantage for the driver of the 99 machine. Navarone, he gets the better of Braxton Whitaker. Going to win that battle there is Andrew Schulte in 6th position and off of the racetrack. 5 cars on the lead lap now as Navarone makes the move right by Schulte's car, and it's going to be a 2-car battle for the race lead. And up to the high side, every single inch of the track, one of the widest in the IndyCar scene, being used. As Thurston going to blink out for just a moment. 2 laps left to decide it. And how about we ride on board with the driver of the 99 machine? See the movement from the right front as he is chasing down Thurston, of course, chasing down his own lap times, but chasing down Chase Schaefer. 1 lap to go this time, but the white flag is out in Long Beach. Let's see what's got in store for Chase Schaefer. Big exit there for Schaefer. Last use of push to pass. This could be it. Coming down to the hairpin, the last lunge. Is it going to be enough? Not that time by. Going to have to use an immaculate lap. He gets in the wall just a bit, just a few sparks. And he's going to have to lunge it all the way now or never as Thurston is blinking just a bit. Navarone going to try to make a move on Ethan Skye. Not close enough just yet. and Schaefer is squirrely as James Thurston is, if not just a bit more. And how about that? James Thurston within half a second still, and that exit might have cost him a lot as they fly right by the tire barrier on the final lap. 1/2 lap to do it. As Schaefer leading the point through the final few turns. This is the last chance that Thurston has to make anything out of it. Coming through, last time by in the hairpin. Is it a lunge now? It's a lunge never. They're close. They almost touch, but it won't be enough. This time by the 99's gonna get it. Chase Schaefer with a monster drive gets it done at Long Beach. And he wins by just 0.8 of a second. And that is it for the 99 machine winning on debut in the Full-Send IndyCar Championship as Ethan Skye sends it into James Thurston just off screen. And Chase Schaefer gets it done in style. As you can see, rolling through. Chase Schaefer taking a parade lap after 30 laps of effort. And Braxton Whitaker still on the racetrack as well. Ethan Skye rounds out the podium. And Chase Schaefer still taking the drive after a tremendous victory here. And taking the W over the driver of the 96 and James Thurston. And a slow but sure lap through before would eventually must lead to a front stretch burnout. And coming out to the DRS zone. Of course, these are Indy cars without the DRS, but the push to pass played a role, and he had absolutely none wasted. Chase Schaefer maximizing every opportunity, and he will be your winner of the Long Beach Bash in style. And taking a drift through the entirety of the front straightaway. How about that? And coasting one last time, Chase Schaefer does. And he is still on the racetrack, and he's still going to be burning it down. Although it appears, trying to get a photo op here, as he doesn't look to be burning it down just yet. And he will roll into pit road in reverse. And Chase Schaefer still driving. And going to burn it down in pit road. Just a bit. And it looks like finally Chase Schaefer has finished his burnouts. And we're finally going to be able to get to talk to the driver of that 99 machine. Here we go. Chase Schaefer. And it looks like we're actually muted on his end. As a matter of fact, getting it done in style. How are you feeling after that race? 30 laps and it paid off. At the end of the day, you are the winner of the Long Beach Bash.
Holy moly. I was not expecting to win that one. I'm going to be real with you. That was a rough one. Just having to stay in front of Thurston, he was my main competitor the entire race. Definitely faster. I knew it was going to come down to just being in front of him, getting that track position, and that's what happened. Saved those push to passes for the end, and I was able to fend him off. Whew!
And absolutely seems like all race it was between you and James Thurston, and it looks like it came down to that at the tail end. And the push to pass was what might have just saved you, as he was very aggressive on it, but you had it at the tail end and you were able to use it to your advantage.
Yep. I had 4 left because I had 1 misclick, and then 5 of them were just to get past being behind people on those restarts. So it was definitely an interesting race, and I think this is like the first race I've actually completed in a league with this combo. So it's a nice one. Also in that beautiful Monster Designs car, making its debut.
And it looked to be that event was quite the, unfortunately, caution fest with a lot of yellow flag, and it looks like strategy was adjusted quite a bit due to that. You think in any way was the tire strategy or the fuel strategy affected due to the amount of yellow flags, or was it just go as it came and see how it goes from there?
I mean, I think it was really just where you pit during the cautions, because the cautions really just dictated everything. If you pit or not. Fresh tires were definitely a lot better, just because they get worn out and it's really hot in this Long Beach heat, so that definitely mattered. Track temp was, it was hot. Cars were slipping around and everything.
And absolutely, track temperature mattering here at Long Beach, all pavement, and it looks like keeping it together was the end of the story, and it looks like worked out for you there. Next week, Montreal, another street circuit, sort of, although now that is a permanent road course. How are you feeling going into that one?
Oh, I think we'll do good. If we did good here, I think we'll do good there, especially since it's a lot more of a tame circuit, a lot better of a surface to race on. I think cautions will be a little bit better. We may even see some strategy, but we'll just have to see.
Absolutely looking forward to next week, of course, but this time by getting it done in style, Chase Schaefer wins in a number 99 machine. Thank you for your time.
Yep, thank you.
And that will be it for the driver who gets this one done. How about we get on to the driver of the 96 machine in James Thurston. Pole position here tonight, runner-up at the end of it. How are you feeling after that one?
I feel like I not really let it go away because I got like wrecked, but I think I was definitely faster. There at the end, it's just the dirty air. I just couldn't do anything with it. But yeah, congrats to Schaffer. He obviously won it. I think he won it fair and square. Didn't do anything dirty, obviously. And I mean, yeah, it was an okay race. The adminning was subpar, and I did not enjoy how most of the people raced me. But coming home second is, I guess, good after that.
Absolutely coming home runner-up here tonight. It looks like strategy was greatly affected by the amount of yellow flags. How much did that affect your strategy? It looks like it turned into a sort of an up-and-down race where you were all the way down a lap down before that final restart.
I think my strategy would have been fine. It's just, I mean, yeah, way too many cautions. I don't know why there's so many. They were kind of just throwing for every single wreck that happened, and that doesn't make for a very good race, because I mean, you kind of guarantee 3 or 4 cars are going to wreck every caution, like every other restart, because of the kind of guys we got in there. So I just don't know why we're throwing yellows for it.
And absolutely seems to be the driving was, of course, the main factor beside the yellows. And it looks like, James Thurston, you have a lot of thoughts on how the drivers raced you, but it looks like at the end of the day, able to get out front. How much did track position mean every single restart?
It didn't really mean that much. I mean, obviously, if you're first place, it meant something. But other than that, it didn't mean much, because you could pretty much you could pass somewhat easily, but not. It wasn't super hard. The only car that was hard to pass was first place.
And absolutely. How about next week at Montreal? Looking forward to that one. It's going to be road course, of course, but it's going to be a little bit different from the street circuit here in Long Beach.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be fun. It's going to be an actual racetrack, not a street circuit. I mean, Long Beach is fun too. It's just I think it'll be a lot better racing. So just because we'll have a wider racetrack, it'll not be so easy to make gigantic pileups, and it should be much more calm, hopefully.
And absolutely looking forward to that one as well. But this time by pole position and runner-up in the event, debut performance for James Thurston. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And there we have it for the driver of the 96 machine. How about the driver who finishes out your podium placement? And it is the 54 machine of Ethan Sky. How are you feeling rounding out the podium after 30 laps of action here in Long Beach?
I may not feel good. I mean, first podium in the league and first race because I had to miss Talladega.
And absolutely, a lot of drivers not able to make Talladega, but you are back here for Long Beach, and it was quite the race. A lot of yellow flags in the mix, and of course, a lot of strategy affected as a result. How did you play out the race as it went on?
Well, we were up and down because we had incidents and then we had good times. Incidents, everybody just started to check up under cautions and just kind of destroyed my front wing, so I had to kept on going on to pit road. But I just kept also changing the tires and stick with the alternates and paid out pretty well at the end.
Absolutely, the alternate tires getting it through at the end of the day. 7 laps stint there, and it looks like you had the speed, even though you were involved in a little bit of a mix-up there with the battle for the lead. Was there any damage on the tail end run? Because I thought that you had some damage that might have affected your lap time.
Yeah, we did have I think some side damage or front wing damage. We hit the wall pretty bad and at the Firestone wall and just kind of ruined our race for the rest, but we still finished P3 and just hoping the leaders would wreck, and I didn't get what I wanted, but it's okay.
And absolutely looking to the next race, it's going to be following a very strong debut here. Very good points run. Next week, of course, Montreal Circuit, Gilles Villeneuve. Do we expect to see you there?
Well, first I need to buy the track and I need to practice on it, but I think you can expect me over there.
Well, how about that? Great to hear. Debutant here, and it looks like rounding out the podium as well. A sea of debutants, and the podium positions rounded out by one as well. Ethan Sky in the 54 machine, thank you for your time.
No problem.
And that will be the driver of the 54 machine already back into his voice chat, and we are going to get your race results to round this one out. 17 drivers entered this race, and it looks like only 5 were able to stand the test of time and finish this one, a race of attrition. And we're used to seeing those, quite frankly, here at Long Beach, and yet another brings a great finish out between 2 great drivers, and both of them finishing it out 1-2, no incident at the tail end for either of them. The starting grid there, but it's going to be the same drivers from the front row in the top 2, just in a different order. Chase Schaefer qualified second, finished first, and your pole sitter is the finisher in second. And James Thurston as Ethan Sky rounds out the podium with Eric Nabaranhi in fourth, Braxton Whitaker in fifth, Andrew Schulte in sixth, Everett McDaniel seventh, CJ Allman in eighth, and Tyler Freeman in ninth, Nolan Gross in 10th. Dudes Castroneves in 11th with Brian Lucan, Jacob Johnson, Benjamin Walker, Aiden Walker, and Joshua Gaiman, Alexander Balderas, and Kalen Kerman, all being retirees. Devin Lucan as well. That rounds out your 17-car field. And that is it for your first event broadcasted here in the second event of the Full-Send IndyCar Championship, the Long Beach Bash. We will be back next week, and we also will be back Wednesday, and it's going to be another great race from the F4L Cup Series with Las Vegas, the next track up, and it's going to be a great week of racing upcoming for the Fireball Talks NASCAR YouTube channel, the final month of the year, and we're getting into the swing of things quite nicely. The F4L Cup Series is back, of course, on its weekly tour in Las Vegas, and of course, the Highline Racing League comes back with the Magic Mile. The Iora Cup Series returns once more from its Thanksgiving break, and to cap it all off, it will be Montreal in the Full-Send IndyCar Championship on the Saturday night that you won't want to miss. Prime time. We thank every single one of you for watching here tonight. We hope you enjoyed this presentation, and we will be back on Wednesday night. We hope that you are back with us as well. Thank you for stopping by on the Fireball Talks NASCAR YouTube channel. It's FTN Live, and we hope you enjoyed this presentation.